Hello everyone and welcome back to Nekojishi. Last time we were here, we went to the hot springs and enjoyed a nice view and spoke to a yaoguai, lizard man, and are slowly creeping closer to finally picking one of these goddamn cat boys. Cat men, I should say. It's Friday. Another week's gone by and I still have no clue what to do. Liao! What? Senpai jumps out of nowhere determined to get my attention, shocking the living daylights out of me like usual. Hey, this weekend, let's go out together. Again? Senpai, you always want to go out, aren't you tired? Weekends are for having fun with your free time. Come on, Liao, aren't you bored of staying in all day? No. I'm fine with staying in. It's a great chance to get a rest. With 3 cats around, it's hard enough to take care of them every day, and then they want to go out on weekends too. Sometimes I just want a day with nothing to do, just to stay at home, rest, and take my mind off things. And this weekend, there's Qingming, the Tomb Sweeping Festival coming up, which means we should go to it. You always want to go somewhere every week. But this is way different than all those weekends. It's the perfect time of the season to go to a festival. What's so special about this season? Come on, Liao, think for just a second. Well, it's spring. We already went to the hot springs, and you can't say there's many cherry blossoms in Taiwan. Cherry blossoms getting warmer? Perhaps there's another tree I'm thinking of. Taiwan doesn't have any blossom festivals. What do you mean? You really don't know what I'm talking about, do you, Liao? I'm talking about tongue blossoms. Tongue blossoms? What? How don't you know about tongue blossoms? They're literally everywhere. So soon all the tongue blossom gardens are going to be full of tourists wanting to see them, meaning now's the best time to go. Ads promoting the Hakkatung Blossom Fest. God, what? Every time I go to click on it, it just disappears. Ads promoting the Hakkatung Blossom Festival have been everywhere. Have you not seen one by now? Huh? The Hakkatung Blossom Festival? Well, I can't say I've really looked it up, but this has to be the best time to see them regardless, so we should go together. Flower blossoms, huh? I don't actually know what tongue blossoms look like, but I guess a tongue blossom garden is gonna be pretty similar to a cherry blossom one. Honestly, as it stands, I only ever seen cherry blossoms bloom in manga. So, where can we go to see them? Well, the best tongue blossom gardens are in Hinshu and Maoli. As much as I'd love to show you my hometown covered in a sea of blossoms, you probably don't want to go that far. The places around here are really nice too. So where are they around here? The mountain way behind our campus is known to have wonderful gardens. A perfect day trip for the 2 of us. Huh. That's actually not that far out. But since it's in the mountains, that means we have to hike up, don't we? You don't like hiking? Oh, it's not that. I'm just thinking out loud. Honestly, it sounds a lot nicer than the usual. Liao, let's go look at some shops full of stuff we can't buy. I don't know why, but I prefer places that don't have many people around. Okay. So, what do we need to bring? Well, we can bring stuff for a picnic. Won't be much to put together. I can even do it all for you if you want. Yeah, sounds good. I'm all for it. But I'm not sure about how the other 2 will feel about it. I turn to look at the other 2 cats. The tiger shrugs his shoulders and the leopard is just sitting there looking blankly like usual. I have no issue with the outing. So then, we're set. We're gonna go see the flower blossoms tomorrow. And that's how yet another weekend was planned out for me. Ugh, it's so cold. Yeah, the air up here is super refreshing. Are you even capable of feeling cold, senpai? It's already April. Who needs a jacket this time of year? This high up, of course you need a jacket. Aw, Liao can't handle a cool breeze. But you have fur, that's hardly fair. Well, not really. Tiger and leopard are spirits, so it's not like they can feel cold.
Enough, you two. Kitten, don't encourage Liao to catch a cold.
Aw, this old man's always telling you to put more clothes on, Liao. It's such a pain to have to put on a bunch of clothes on just to take them off again.
No, more of a pain than getting sick.
Leopard comes over to me before I work out. Before I work out what he's doing, he presses his paws against my ears, sending his warmth right through me. Really cuts through the cold. Oh, thanks. Aw, I want to try. Senpai runs over and gives me a big hug.
Kitten,
I was expecting Tiger to come over and pull Senpai off me, but he pulls all of us, including Senpai and Leopard, into his arms with one big hug. Okay, I think that's enough. Being hugged by the three of them really is heartwarming, but I'm kind of anxious over someone seeing us. Well, me and Senpai, that is. It's weird for two guys to be hugging like this out in the open. Hey, okay. I did things to try and push them off me, but I knew I wouldn't be able to, so I just stood there, enjoying their warm care and affection. They let go of me, eventually. Worried about anyone having seen us, I rushed them to move on. Ooh. Lizard or dragon, what is it?
So that's them, huh? Didn't expect the rumors to be right. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
We follow Senpai to a small path going up the mountain. While this mountain has been built up for tourism, the hiking trails wind all over the place. Without Senpai, we'd probably have gotten lost by now. Let me see. Okay, according to the map, this spot over here should be the best place to see the flowers. This way. Hey Senpai, what do tongue flowers even look like? Oh, they're white, and when they fall to the ground, it looks like snow. I'm surprised we haven't even run into a few yet. They should be right around... We walked down the path enjoying the fresh mountain air, but still not seeing any flowers other than a few bushes growing alongside the hiking trail. Maybe if we go further in? We go further along the trail until we come across a series of some stone steps. Imagine how many stones they'd have to bring out here to make all these steps. The neatly placed stone walkways make hiking up a mountain feel like a leisurely walk through the park. A little further on, and the walkways cease to be paved with stone, becoming dirt paths dammed out by visitors over decades of use. Thankfully, the weather had been nice the last few days, so it wasn't muddy. How weird. All this way in and still no flowers? You think we went the wrong way? Or maybe what? Senpai didn't answer and just kept walking quickly ahead. The map held tightly in hand. There was nothing I could do but follow. It should be around here. We arrived at a place that looked like an abandoned farm with a small hut on the far side. Next to the empty field stood a grand tree, its shade reaching out over the ground below where a large boulder lay beneath. It seemed like a perfect place to sit and have a rest. Well, this must be the spot, but I guess the tree hasn't started blooming yet. Bummer. So this is a tongue tree? Yeah, a really big one too, but I guess we're here early. In Maoli, the flowers should be blooming right about this time of year.
That would probably be because we are in the north.
What difference does that make?
Taipei is further north than Maoli, so perhaps the flower season begins later.
Well, that can't be right. I just wanted to bring Liao up here to see the flowers blossom together. Senpai, I still think this place is nice. Isn't it the perfect time to have our picnic anyway? It's a shame we didn't see the blossoms, but I didn't know what to expect anyway, so it's not like I feel like I missed out on anything. Maybe there's still another way. Senpai runs over to the tree, holding his paws against the trunk. Maybe if I do this. Yeah, just wait a sec. I'm gonna try something pretty hard. Whoa, really? Senpai stands before the tree, puts his paws up to his chest, and performs some kind of ritualistic hand sign. A green aura slowly starts to emanate from within him. Tiger and Leopard seem kind of nervous. What's going on? The green aura quickly surrounds the tree, slowly seeping into it. As this happens, the tree begins to shake, irrespectively of the breeze. Some of the flower buds begin to open up on top of the tree. Suddenly, as if a wave of energy had shot down the tree, all the flowers blossom at once. What was the move in Okami? Was it rejuvenation? To make the trees blossom? He uses his little tail and go whoosh. A sea of white petals covered the branches of the grand tongue tree before me. Some of them even begin to fall, so the lone boulder below is breathtaking.
Not bad. Pretty.
I go over to pick up one of the tongue petals. It's pure white, not a blemish to be seen. The flowers even had pollen inside them. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought the petal had blossomed normally, just like any other. Senpai, that was awesome. Heh, amazing, wasn't it? It may only be one tree, but now you get to see the tongue blossoms, Liao. Senpai, I thought you didn't have any god powers. How'd you manage something like that? Oh, I've had that power ever since I became a yaoguai. You don't learn tricks like that from a local god of soil, after all. Oh. Well, now that I've prepared such wonderful scenery, let's hurry up and dig into our picnic. Senpai swiftly takes a blanket out from his backpack and spreads it down between falling tongue petals. If hike means picnics, then picnics mean I need to pack heaps of sweets to give us the energy to make it back home. So what do you have in store for us, Liao? Sweets? We aren't kids, you know, Mr. Big College Senpai. Well, I say cherish your youth. Senpai drops his backpack down and takes out some cookies, crackers, and an assortment of pastries. I mean, you could eat that all in one go, but it's hardly a proper meal. So what delectable treats did Liao bring? I open my backpack and silently take out a bento box I prepared earlier this morning. I made it while Senpai was still sleeping. I never cook, so I just used some recipe I found on the internet, so it probably didn't turn out any good. Not to mention those mistakes I made while putting it together. Thankfully, Tiger was there to help me fix them. I tried my best to cook a variety of vegetables and meat. At the very least, it should be good for me. Wow, it's almost like you're a wife cooking their husband a delicious meal. Hey, no way. I'm the husband, how dare you? And you three are my wives. I was just thinking that I should try making a bento for our picnic. Wow, Liao, I never thought you would do that for me.
Enough, Kitten. Liao never made it. Never said he made it for you.
Then who else would he make it for? It's not like you need to eat.
After offering it, Liao could certainly eat it all for us.
Well, that would be such a waste.
I don't see how.
Liao, you made the bento for me, didn't you?
I taught Liao how to make it. If anything, it should be an offering to me. Liao's bento. I want.
Wait, it's only a bento. I quickly hide the bento behind my back to keep it away from any funny ideas they might have. Hey, don't need to bicker over it. I made this for my lunch today. Why would you think I made it for you?
But Liao, wouldn't it make more sense to offer it to us before you eat? There's no downside to you at all.
That's true. It'd be kind of mean to not let you guys have it for no reason. Wait, if you did that, everyone would get to eat the bento but me. No fair.
You don't need.
Cool out, you too? I just want to taste some of Liao's homemade cooking. Is that too much to ask? Senpai looks at me with unconvincing sad puppy eyes, while Tiger and Leopard slowly close in on me. What should I do?
You know what I'm gonna do.
Hey, okay, now you three just need to stop fighting over this. I made this, and it's my choice to give it to one of you, got it? Of course. I guess I'll offer it to Leopard.
What are you doing?
Huh? What's got Leopard so tense? I watch him trying to scrutinize what's going on. I think he's looking behind me? Quickly, I turn my head to see what's up.
Oh my god, everybody is buff as shit. That meat's way too salty, don't you think?
Who are you?
Like, kiddo, is this the first thing you've ever cooked? You really need to keep working at it.
I know that. You shut your mouth. What do you think I was gonna eat it by myself, jerk?
Oh, look to me. Oh, to me it looked like you were about to offer it to someone. The gift of a nice, warm, homemade bento is a great way to express your affection to someone.
It's not like that. Don't jump to conclusions.
Are these three your suitors, or are they mistaken?
you're mistaken. Also, who the hell are you? Don't you know not to go around and steal other people's food?
I figured the three of them would just start fighting over it, so I came over here and ate it instead. To help you, of course.
That's still stealing. You should at least ask me first. Where did you even come from?
Correct. Usually it would be courteous towards a god of soil such as yourself, but it appears you do not care for such manners.
You're a god of soil? Why are you so red? It's easy just to ask. How dare you be so... Huh? God of soil?
Yes, something wrong?
Huh? This guy looks like a dragon from far away, but he's definitely got the chi of a god of soil. Can't say I've seen any gods like you around here before.
Strange man. Everyone's like that. I'm really special, huh? Anyway, I'm Ragoo. I'm Ragoo Laurent, a Grand Tree Lord. You can call me Ragoo.
Grand Tree Lord?
In other words, he's a god that resides within a tree. Such ancient trees can become a local god of soil when worshipped by the local people.
Oh, I see. Still doesn't really make any sense. So he's a tree spirit that looks like a dragon? Okay, what kind of tree looks like that? Not to mention those clothes. Everything about this guy is just weird. Where did he even come from? How do I even begin with you? How dare you steal away the bento Liao made for me? After you've gobbled... After you've gobbled all over it, what? There's no way anyone else could want any.
No one said it was yours, Kitten.
No one said it was yours either, old man.
You just want to call me old man, don't you?
Hey, hold up. We're getting way off topic again. More importantly, this guy's a god of soil. I don't believe it. I need credentials. If he's a god of soil for real, then I should probably show my respect. Not that the way he's treated me has been respectful at all. But how could a god of soil look like that? I've absolutely never learned of any gods that look like that. You know, I really like the way that they do the hands for everyone. It's so cute. It still keeps, like, the posh look.
Gods of soil can come in many forms, Liao.
But he looks so Western. He may be an odd one, but with chi like that, he's for real. You've got to be the weirdest god I've ever seen.
It's true. Even I think I look unique.
Well, at least he's proud of himself, but that doesn't really answer why he's dressed like that.
Liao, I think, want to know why different. I guess I've always been like this.
I'm just mad that everyone is jacked, and I know Liao isn't jacked.
I used to be an old tree, then I became a Grand Tree Lord, then. Alright, these clothes, try and guess what these are.
Are you a ninja? How are we supposed to know where his weird clothes are from? He's wearing a fishnet shirt with, like, a scarf.
No, you're not even gonna try and humor me? Well, might as well tell you, it's a landslide safety net.
Oh, you mean those ones along the edges of cliffs to prevent rocks from falling?
Exactly. Some rocks fell down and dragged this net around me, so all my worshippers started to see me like this.
Oh, right? I guess that makes sense, but why would a Grand Tree Lord look like a dragon? I can forgive being a dragon, but I'm still questioning the whole design.
Well, of course, my tree trunk looks like a dragon after all.
Really? A dragon?
Right. Some time ago I got struck by lightning. Since then people began to think I look like a dragon. At first I didn't see it, but one day an artist came to paint me into their canvas. That person painted me as if I were a dragon sleeping within the dark clouds of a thunderstorm.
And still doesn't match.
Still not sure if I like it, but it was certainly the paintwork of a master artisan. Artesian.
Whatever. The description of a god of soil would bring about the image of earth. So something more earthy with those colors like green and brown. Maybe, or like if his tree was a tongue tree, then maybe some white is in there, possibly, but it's still like very organic. And then they mentioned dark clouds and thunderstorms, and that would bring about another image that is not this. And if he's supposed to be the shape of a tree, why does he have wings? Why isn't he like serpentine? Don't even with me.
I wasn't wearing any clothes in the painting, but I couldn't go gallivanting around naked now, could I?
I mean, no one's stopping you. It's not like you're in human society. So instead you gallivant around in a net. I mean, at least it's the shirt and not the pants.
Exactly. How smart of you.
I'm a college student, you know, so treating me like I'm a child. So what about the nickname? I couldn't imagine any Grand Tree Lord who would want to be called Ragoo, of all things.
I'm hardly a lord. I've been drawn as your dragon and people see me wearing this. I don't really suit the formality, so Ragoo it is.
Ragoo is the most not intimidating name. Well then, what are you doing here, Mr. Ragoo?
Liao, don't be rude.
Alright, sorry. But why did you choose to grace us with your presence?
Ha! There's no need to be so serious about it, kid. I just like talking with my worshippers.
Who said I'm your worshipper? And be as non-godly as possible while doing so.
Ha! That's not to mean people shouldn't respect their gods, of course. I don't like all that formal talk. It just gets in the way of what really matters. Worshipping me. In all my glory.
This guy really is a unique god, that's for sure. Not really. Considering we've spoken to these three, literally not that surprising. But why did you choose to talk to us, not to mention steal my bento?
I wanted to see you guys.
See us?
You guys are famous, didn't you know?
Huh? Famous? How can that be?
A boy who can channel spirits running around with 3 feline gods. Hear what all the yaoguai are talking about these days. You really didn't know? No.
What? No way! I guess I haven't really talked to any other yaoguai since I've been dealing with the Yan Shu-Chi life, though.
I knew this would worry Liao.
Huh? Tiger, you knew about this?
I know that yaoguai love to gossip, so it's only natural that we'd garner some attention. Well, I heard you're quite the stud, letting these 3 chase after you, not even making a decision on which one you love.
What? That's what they're saying? What do the yaoguai think they know about this?
Huh. Yaoguai have to entertain themselves somehow. Most of them just play games and read manga all day these days. One of my worshippers gave me a 3DS, so even I play around with it occasionally. It's pretty fun.
What? How?
Well, pressing the buttons is no problem for me, but I wouldn't play with any worshippers watching, of course.
Playing naughty games?
Is there naughty games on the 3DS?
Wait, that's not important. What other rumors are there about us?
Just as I said, you let these 3 dote after you, never giving anything in return.
Hey, I feed them.
I would say it could be seen as taking advantage of them.
It's not like that. They're the ones who came looking for me. Sure, they want me to go off and help them, but there's no way I can make such a big promise to them. That's why we're stuck like this. Not to mention all 3 of them are male. Even if the yaoguai are being really open-minded about it, they surely can't expect me to want to be like that with all 3 of them.
Oh? So you see these 3 as dudes?
What? How else would I see them?
Well, that's how it is, in your eyes. I'm a male as well.
What is it? Because Liao is so gay, he's just like every yaoguai is a fucking dude. Ragoo's gonna be out here like,
interesting. Last person I saw me as a big tittied anime waifu. His words, not mine.
Yeah, a young dragon man.
Ha! Thinking of myself as a jolly old ant. Gods don't have genders after all. Worshippers see their gods as whatever gender they imagine them to be. The way you see them isn't necessarily how they really are. Basically, you can just be seeing them as a gender you like the most.
Huh? What? I thought that I'd been seeing beastmen just because they're animal gods. That's normal, right? I guess different worshippers would perceive gods differently according to what they themselves believe. After all, I've heard stories about Guanyin being male or female, but I never thought that their genders weren't actually a set thing. What, how come now I can... Guanyin, named from the Sanskrit, oh my goodness, Avalokitesvl, which means sound perceiver. It is an East Asian Buddhist. Wow, I don't know words. Is a term used to describe those motivated by great passion. Therefore, Guanyin is commonly known as the goddess of mercy. Guanyin is one of the most famous gods known to Chinese people. According to the needs and requests of the worshippers, may appear as either male or female. Therefore, we may also say that don't have any genders. The majority of Guanyin statues built in China before the Tang dynasty were male, although most people now consider Guanyin as female. This is also why she is known as a goddess of mercy. What? I have mercy on you, as you see me as either male or female. Well, at least I know Senpai is a... Liao, I only possess Yan Shu-Chi after learning which way you swing.
Gay or straight, everybody loves the boy with a baby face, right?
What are you talking about?
However you go about it, from the perspective of the yaoguai, it does kind of look like you're leading them on. Like that bento could probably be taken as you wanting them to fight over you.
It's not like that. That's what I meant. That's not... Stop! How could you think like that? I'm just a guy and they're gods.
So you've never heard of men who've fallen in love with gods before?
You must have been misinformed. I mean, I have. That's like everything Greek mythology is about. Well, technically it's the other way around, I think. But that's that's specifically Zeus.
But it's not love.
Well, Liao, we are all living together after all. Senpai, please don't make it worse.
I don't see your statement as correct at all, unless gods can possibly have romantic feelings for Liao. All I wish for him is that he ignored the other two and returned home after graduation. A relationship is the furthest thing on my mind.
The conversation seems to be lost on Leopard, which is probably for the best.
Ha! Alright. I should stop messing with you. It's fine, I know they don't feel that way. Well, maybe except for the little...
Don't call me little.
Alright then, Leopard Cat. But with the rumors being what they are, I had to come and see for myself. So, kiddo, do you really have no romantic feelings towards these cats?
Not at all. Does that mean Liao's type is big buff guys? And the only reason why the kitten is that small is because maybe Yan Shu-Chi kinda affects the looks. I'm surprised that Clouded Leopard isn't a big buff guy either. None at all.
Really, at the very least, you're all so close to each other, I'd say whatever happens, you'll still make great companions.
Great companions? Would that really be how it works? You still don't know everything. You don't even know what they're asking me to do.
Please say, what have they come to request from you?
A Jatong, a priest, an oracle. I would have to choose one of those roles and perform it for years for just one of them. Perhaps even my whole life. I can't just make a promise like that to all of them.
So then I guess you'll just have to promise that to the one you wish to be together with for life.
Accent. Why'd you have to put it like that?
Isn't that how it is? Whoever you choose will be your companion for life. As difficult of a decision it is to make, isn't it a bit disrespectful to the gods by having them follow you everywhere in anticipation?
I never thought of it like that.
Can't put off this decision forever. I say you should choose the companion you get along with best and stay together with them.
Not like that. It's easy thing to choose. Not to mention there's other things I want to do in life.
No matter what, the influence of others will always change your path in life. Imagine if you had a relationship with another human. Wouldn't that change your life just the same?
That doesn't make it any easier. Even if I refuse all three, it's none of your business.
After seeing how stressed you are over this, I want to come and help. You're dealing with God, so of course it's of interest to all of us.
I want to make my own decision. Please, I don't want you trying to make my own decisions for me.
You're a unique kiddo, and because of that your affairs matter to us gods. I'm not making the decision for you, I'm influencing it. Different.
As annoying as it is, he's not wrong.
Even if a perfect way to settle this doesn't exist, I think you should still decide as soon as possible. Taking up the time of all three of them is just going to come across as disrespectful. I don't mind. It's fine as long as Liao comes home after graduation. He won't have time to go be a temple priest or some aborigines oracle.
Stop being selfish, old man. My temple's in dire straits as it is.
Well, things wouldn't be so bad for you if you went back to being a yaoguai.
What if my Fude Gong loses all their spirit power?
That's all that will happen. A god of soil would just lose their power. It's not like they would die. If the local people don't feel the need to worship them, then that's just how it is.
Please just stop, you two. It's hard enough to decide as it is without you making each other cry. This really is difficult for me.
I know you're under pressure, but putting it off won't help. You won't make any progress like that.
Maybe, unless something else comes up.
Liao must quickly come, Wu-Tai. Something bad.
What is it?
Danger. We must warn them.
Every temple has stories about gods helping their worshippers ward off some prophecy of doom. Sorry, Kulao, but your problem isn't special.
Which is exactly why you shouldn't journey off to anyone else's temple. Liao is of the Lin family. You should take care of your own Mazu temple and your family's needs. Running around and saving the worshippers of every temple is a fool's errand.
You really are selfish.
You're the one being selfish. What a troublesome situation you've gotten yourself into, kiddo.
You guys don't get it. I'm not playing around, I'm stressed every day.
Feel like I should remind you that the situation won't resolve itself. You're going to keep stressing yourself out over it until you make a decision. I don't think any of them want you to go through that.
I guess so.
And the yaoguai, they're spreading rumors. The faster you get this over with, the better.
What does that mean?
Nothing. Just think who you wish to team up with. No matter what, you'll end up hurting someone, so keep it simple for their sakes.
Why do you have to make it sound like I'm breaking up with someone?
Am I wrong? After all, their appearances are based on your preferences, not to mention all the things they can help you with. I did hear from somewhere that these gods fulfill a special interest of yours, don't they, kiddo? How do you know about that? Who told you that? So it's true. I was just guessing.
Why? The yaoguai are gossiping about me like that. About that stuff. Thinking about it is almost too embarrassing to handle.
Just don't make it too hard on yourself, kiddo. Think about it simply and make a decision earlier.
Think simple?
Take my spiritual advice for you to heart, kiddo.
Ragoo pats me on the head. A little too heavy-handed, to be honest.
Okay, little guy. Take it easy. I'll be around here for the next few days if you need me. See ya!
Ragoo says goodbye with a hearty smile before starting to fade away, as if he was never, ever there to begin with. Wait. He was gone. What kind of god just brings up a topic like that and then just leaves? What kind of god just
talks about my secrets and then leaves without an apology?
Weirdo. What a big weirdo.
I would never have foreseen that he would bring that up. I would have told him not to tell you if I had the chance.
Why?
I've had figured it would make you uncomfortable, and I was most likely correct. You should just ignore the yaoguai gossip until it fades away. There's no harm to come from it.
Though Ragoo was kinda right, Liao. Shouldn't just keep waiting until something bad happens. So let's set off for Maui as soon as possible.
Senpai, please.
But we get along so well. It'd be so nice just to be with Liao forever.
I don't know.
Please don't say things like that. Leopard raises a paw, gently taps Senpai in the head. Senpai plays along, acting stunned as if he just smacked him. Finally able to collect my thoughts, I look back towards the picnic and bento laid out before us. Car. Now that Ragoo has taken a bite out of the chi, would any of them even want to eat it? I've never seen them even go near anything touched by one of the others. Last time I asked Senpai about it, he just said it's practically like being able to smell someone else's drool while you're eating it. Ew. But it was only one bite, so maybe the rest of it is still fine? So, what do we do about the bento? All three of them remained silent. None of them wanted the bento anymore. There's kind of a weird mood, but I should still eat my lunch. I did make it for myself after all. I picked up my chopsticks and looked down at the bento. All the pieces of roasted meat laid untouched in a tidy row, but I couldn't help but recall Ragoo picking up one and eating it. I sit down for a moment and calm down. Ragoo was correct. Postponing my decision isn't going to help anything. Nothing good will come from just waiting, especially for Senpai. His Fudegong's powers probably won't hold out much longer. I always thought I could keep this up until graduation. Time's running out, isn't it? But that doesn't mean I should be hasty. I need to think about this. This is my life we're talking about. I just need to think about what's best for me. If that means I need to refuse all three, I should do it sooner rather than later. I mean, to me it doesn't seem like he was leading anyone on. He was trying to say no, but they're very insistent. Like, he doesn't want to help any of them. So why is it his fault that they stick to him? However, if it was so easy to make them leave, then I wouldn't have to stress out over it. What should I do? I raise my chopsticks, about to snatch up some lunch, then suddenly... Swiftly, I see a paw reach in and snatch away a piece of meat from my bento.
Delicious.
One look at Leopard's expression exposed his white lie. It wasn't delicious at all. I might as well try it, so I pick up the piece that Leopard just consumed the chi from and place it on my tongue. Yep, it's way too salty. If someone ever tells you that you can't use too much soy sauce, they're wrong. The other pieces were cold and oily. It was better with the rice, but by no stretch of imagination would I consider it delicious. Did you not taste your food beforehand? Moving on, I tried the rest of the meal. The fried veggies tasted metallic somehow. The biscuit was soggy. While the seasoning wasn't bad, you couldn't call what's here tamagoyaki anymore. As I was thinking over how it didn't turn out too well, Leopard's paw reaches over the bento, snatching another 2 pieces of meat. But, Leopard, is it okay for you to eat that? Ragoo already had a bite after all.
Because Liao made it.
It's not that good.
Because Liao made it.
There's no need to force yourself just because of that.
Because Liao made this.
He just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Why is he always so determined? Really, it's okay. You don't need to force yourself. Someone already had some and it's not even that good. I don't expect you to eat it.
But I want to eat.
I look down at the mess of bento I made. It doesn't taste good and it doesn't look good either. Leopard takes another piece of meat, including some veggies with it this time as well. He never eats veggies. Before I knew it, he took another mouthful and then another. Before long, he'll have eaten the whole thing. Considering the quality, it'd be rude to not follow his lead, so I proceed to dig in, eating the whole thing quietly before finishing up by clipping the lid back on the bento box. Once we finish eating, I pack up the leftover rubbish. We have to keep the field clean after all. Senpai pulls out a bottle of juice and passes it to me. I take a swig and lay down against the rock under the tree, taking in the breezy scenery around me. Clouds had gathered over a distant mountain peak, creating a fog in shades of white and gray. A thick haze obscures the lush forest underneath. Even though it's spring, cold air still blows through these mountains. I zip up my jacket and let myself relax a little. As I look up, I see some tongue flower petals drift down onto my shoulders. I brush them off, leaving them to fall on the picnic blanket below. Brilliant white petal snow forming around me, a petal at a time. Liao, you want to bring some of the tongue flowers home with us? Home? But where would we put them? I watch the petals fall on the picnic blanket. Senpai made them blossom just for me. The fallen flowers didn't have stems, so I guess a vase wouldn't even work. Can press them.
For flowers like this, placing them on a plate with some water would suffice. In that case, they should keep nice for several days.
Huh? Really? I imagine a picture of serenity as the tongue flowers drift across the water on a nice little plate on my bookshelf. But how do we get them home without crushing them? That's the problem. They'd get crushed in a bag. Maybe if we wash the bento box and put them in that. Wouldn't they just smell like food then? Shame I didn't bring any soap. Wait, what kind of person would bring soap to a picnic? Packing an extra box would make way more sense. Senpai gathers the flower petals in a small pile, about the size of a fist. They're beautiful, but I couldn't imagine how to keep them pristine during the trek back home. As I watched Senpai gather more flowers, I thought through what to do. This lasts just a moment as my attention shifts to Leopard, walking over to the tongue tree. Before I know it, Leopard throws the flowers up in the air, holding his paws around the flowers as if he were about to catch them as they fell. However, none of the flowers fall back down. Instead, Leopard must be using his powers to suspend them in the breeze. Wow, Kulao, that's a cool move.
Quite the waste of your divine powers.
Leopard looks around a bit while keeping the flowers suspended over his paws. Soon enough, Senpai comes over with his backpack. Kulao, can you keep the flowers floating around inside my bag?
Yes.
All the way down the mountain?
Yes.
Yeah! 3 cheers for Kulao. Now we can take the flowers home thanks to him. Senpai dances happily around Leopard. It's nice to be able to take the flowers home and all, but does he really need to be so excited about it? Hehe. Liao is going to decorate the room with these blossoms. I guess so. And whenever you see the blossoms, you'll think of me. Why would I? Because I'm the one who thought to bring them home. I mean, Leopard's the one who's actually letting us be able to bring them home. But... Don't you think I'm beautiful just like the tongue blossom? No. How so? Senpai is frozen with shock, so I walk over and help Leopard open the bag so he can float the petals inside.
Liao, do you like flowers?
I guess so. It's a long way up here. If anything, it's a nice idea to bring them back as souvenirs for this trip. I zip the backpack back up. The bag's kind of full already. Are the flowers really floating around inside? I wonder if they'll end up getting crushed during the walk home anyway. I'm not so sure, but Leopard's face remains unchanged, so I guess it's okay. Well, now that we've got our souvenirs, we should head back, right? But it's still so early! Are there any more places to see? We could always try that trail and see if it leads to any pretty places. I guess Senpai's idea isn't bad, but it took ages for us to get up here. I'm just worried about going out too far at this point. The paths are well marked, but I'm still afraid of getting lost. We don't really know where those paths go, and we'll be in big trouble if it gets dark and we can't find our way back. Just a bit past midday. I just don't want to go too far from the metro station. Yeah, you're right. Getting lost out here would suck. But since we have extra time, we can catch the metro back and still go and check out some of the shops before dinner. Yeah, sure. Senpai and I plan out our trip back down the mountain. As we backtrack our steps on the map, none of us mention our encounter with that weird god of soil. I wonder if it was awkward for all of them too. Alright, everyone ready to head back to the station? I start packing up the remains of our picnic. Afterwards, we head off back down the mountain. The pathways were narrow here, so we end up walking single file. Walking in a line doesn't make it easy to strike up conversation, but I guess all of us had something to think over in our heads after today. It really was a lot quieter than on the way up this morning, but words to start a nice conversation just couldn't come to me. Ragoo. Do the other yaoguai really think that I'm just keeping those three around just to take advantage of them? I mean, I don't know any of these yaoguai, so why should I care about what they think? That doesn't stop me from feeling annoyed over everything they think about me, though. But I do care about how those three feel. Do they think that I'm just keeping them around because of some selfish wish to have them all to myself? Probably not. Or at least I don't think they do. Definitely not Senpai, after all, he's the one trying to make everything about romance, not me. But I guess it would be true that by not deciding anything with him, he just ends up trying to please me, trying to make me want to like him. Tiger and Leopard wouldn't think like that, would they? Tiger knows me, he knows my troubles, he knows my likes. But even then he says he's not interested in romance. Leopard doesn't speak much, but he's always there when I need him. Could it just be because he wants me to go with him, or could it be more? Does he even know what romance is? Ragoo said that gods don't have set genders. In his own eyes, could Leopard be a girl? Would that make it better? Maybe it's just weird. Leopard really does just seem naive to all of this. He couldn't possibly have those kinds of thoughts. This world's gods and spirits are way more complicated for no reason. Like, I feel for a majority of them, it'd be easier to have their own idea of what they feel that they are, just like how humans do, rather than rely on the others to in perceiving them. And besides, the only way that a person would be able to perceive them is if they had an idea of what they would be. Like some sort of idea. Like, it would be easy to look at a tiger and mark it to be male because it's one of those, like, just, we're using like stereotypes and stuff, so it's big, it's strong, and so you'd think it'd look like the way tiger is. We didn't even know who Leopard was, he just appeared. So he could have, maybe he just took, then for Liao, he would have to just, like, how is he supposed to perceive Leopard if he didn't even know who the hell he was to begin with? And with Kitten, he knew Yan Shu-Chi, so he could take what Yan Shu-Chi looks and have that affect how Kitten looks like. But then you look at Ragoo, he didn't know who the hell that was, so how the hell did he perceive him as a dragon in that form? Rather than it being just like the worshipper perceiving it, it would have to also be like a sort of like a conscious effort on the spirit's part to take on a form, so it shouldn't even be a surprise. Leopard really does just seem naive to all of this. He couldn't possibly have those kinds of thoughts, but I've still held back on making any promises with him. I wonder how that makes him feel. I should ask him what he really thinks if I get the chance. I look around towards the three of them walking single file down this narrow and winding mountain path. Some distance separates each of us. Would this be a good time to ask them? But how am I going to do it? It's embarrassing, but I've got to just suck it up and go for it. Which one of them should I talk to about this whole romance thing? Oh, my choice is obvious. Every time. I hesitate for a second, then I speed up my pace to catch up to Leopard in front of me. Leopard's eyes acknowledge me as I close in behind him, but he doesn't say a word. He just keeps on moving forward silently. I'm not sure why, but I find him relaxing to just be around. For a while, we just walk together. It gave me time to organize my thoughts and gather the words to say something. Leopard, about what that Grand Tree Lord Ragoo was saying, did you understand any of it? Leopard appeared to be deep in thought over my question.
Most of it.
So, do you feel like I've been keeping you with me on purpose? Leopard shakes his head.
Liao is stressed. I know Liao needs to think.
Thank you. I'm glad that he understands where I'm coming from. And that's way better than if he had believed those rumors. Man, that would have been awkward. He doesn't think I'm taking advantage of him, but still. But does he think that I may have feelings for him? I've always had the feeling that he's pretty innocent, that he probably doesn't think those kinds of thoughts, or is it just that he's naive? It's hard to ask these questions in the right way. Is there something you want to say? Looking at him, I'd guess he's ready to say something, but it's almost as though he's biting down the words as they reach the tip of his tongue.
Liao must come soon. I'm scared.
Come to Wutai? Why?
Something bad happened.
What could happen?
Summer. Much rain. Much wind.
Typhoon? Summer. Typhoon?
Yes.
But there's typhoons every year. Is something going to happen?
The land could run.
Land could run? Oh, I get it. You mean a landslide.
Yes.
Do you know when it could happen?
I don't know. I'm scared. It's dangerous.
I get it. You think that due to the typhoons this summer, a landslide will hit your village. Basically, you want me to warn the townspeople to stop that from happening?
Yes.
But it's not like I can suddenly appear and start talking about landslides. Would anyone believe me?
I know where land run.
Even so, that's not proof.
Must be quick. Liao must come. I help. Villagers believe. People will believe Liao.
So he wants me to go over sooner and earn the people's trust. But to them, I'd just be some Han kid that left school to go warn them of impending doom. There's no way anyone would believe me. To those people, I'm a complete stranger. I guess Tiger talked about this as well. If I have the power to help, it'd be easier to use it for the people of my hometown. Even still, it's not like I feel that I have much connection to the Mazu people in my hometown that I've never met before either. Okay, I understand. I'll think about it. When the first typhoon strikes this summer, I'll try to contact your tribe there. Now that I think about it, I do have a Rukai friend. Maybe I could let Jihao help me warn his people around the landslide. They definitely believe his message more than mine. It might be a good idea to talk to him about it when we get home.
Liao not come?
I'm not sure yet. Let me think about it, okay? If there's any real danger, I'll do my best to help.
I'm worried.
I know, but I shouldn't leave school during the first year. And really, I might not be the best person to go and warn them. I can do my best, but if the people don't believe me, then it would be useless.
Liao comes, I help. They will believe.
You can help make them believe me? Maybe, but... Please give me some time, okay? Even if I decide to go right now, it's not that simple. For starters, I might not even be able to get a leave of absence from school. Then if we waited for summer break, I'd still need my family's permission to travel there. Without it, I'd have no money for the trip. There's still a good while until the typhoon season comes. Until then, I'll do my best to help. Leopard, please don't be so nervous, okay?
Okay.
Leopard still seemed nervous, but he tried his best to give a smile through that. But seeing his smile was emotional for me all the same, even if I couldn't make any promises. After all, it'd just be irresponsible to pack my bags and run off to Wutai. I need to know how this is all going to work out before then, but I hope it does work out. Done talking, we hiked back down the rest of the mountain in silence, eventually arriving back at the metro station and walking over to the nearby markets. Senpai couldn't help himself from running around between the stalls, his eyes lighting up as he browses through the various snacks. Even Tiger couldn't hold himself back, the two of them happily checking out the entire marketplace. With lifted spirits and lighter wallets and a setting sun, we board the bus home. It was a few days after our trip into the mountains. Qingming, the tomb sweeping festival, was coming up soon. Now that I think about it, I should have bought a ticket in advance if I wanted to go, but I've been too busy with schoolwork to get around to it. It's too late anyway, maybe next year. Also, Dad ended up calling me. He went on about me coming home during the break, but I just deflected by talking about my exams right afterward, saying that I was planning to stay and study. He didn't argue.
Liao, I understand your predicament, so I'll ask once. Are you certain you don't want to go home during your break?
Yeah, I just don't feel ready.
That's a shame. It would have been splendid to introduce you to the other gods.
Oh, you mean the other guardian tigers?
Correct. As I've said before, each statue back home holds a guardian tiger. With your affinity for beastmen, I would assume you'd be overjoyed to be surrounded by so many. Stop teasing me!
The temple back home is really big. There's also heaps of statues. If all of the guardian tigers are as big as the one I've seen, there's no way they'd all fit. I wonder what they do all day. It'd be funny to see them all scattered around the place, playing chess, gossiping, and hanging out. But if I go back now, would they all have a million questions to ask me? I don't think I really want to deal with that.
I understand. Well, I can see them being a hassle. I'll just tell them in advance not to smother you all day. Would that be acceptable?
They shouldn't ask me about returning home. About life in Taipei. About studies, about girlfriends, because I'm gay. I don't even know that I'm gay, and I don't really want to explain that.
Very true. I'll do my best, but sometimes they do like to joke around. Nevertheless, you must get used to them sooner or later.
What about Leopard and Senpai? Wouldn't it be weird for them to come along?
It'd be best for that leopard to stay behind. Taking an aborigine spirit to Han Temple would be asking for trouble.
Exactly, that's why I don't think it's best to go back yet. There's too much stuff to take care of first.
What about summer break? You cannot stay here for the whole summer.
We'll see how it goes.
Alright, if that's how it is, quickly make a decision so that the others can leave.
I know. As much as I don't want to turn anyone away, keeping this up is just going to cause problems. Just thinking about deciding leaves me overwhelmed with nerves, guilt, and worry. Maybe I should do it, rip it off like a band-aid and just decide already. A day before the festival. Liao, you for sure aren't going back tomorrow? Yeah, for sure. I have to separate... Yeah, for sure. I have to prepare for the midterms. What about it? Well, who cares about midterms? What, you trying for a scholarship or something? Even if I'm not, I still don't want to fail. There's no way Liao could fail. I know that for sure. So, rather than study every day, let's go out and have some fun today instead. I guess we could, but we've really been going out a lot lately. I just don't have the time. Can we please go out again just this once? Absolutely not. Sorry, Senpai, I really have to study. Seriously, you'll totally stop caring about cramming so hard during the break once you're in second year. There's really no need to be serious about it, Liao. Well, I'm still a freshman, so even by your logic, I should care about this. Liao is just looking for an excuse not to go out with me. If you really want to look at it like that, then yes, it is an excuse. Fine, I get it. Even if this is our last chance. Huh? What do you mean? Nothing. Keep on studying. Yeah. I was just planning to go home and grab some stuff, so I might as well let you know I'll probably be out till late. Don't worry about me. Huh? Yeah, I got it. Alrighty, see you tonight, Liao. That night I waited and waited, but for the first time in a very long time, Senpai didn't come home.
What's that kitten up to at this hour?
It is getting a bit late. He's usually home by now. Let me call and I'll see what's up. Worried that something bad might have happened, I pick up my phone and call his number. He doesn't pick up. If something came up, he would have at least left a message.
Perhaps he fell asleep at his home.
He was going to get some things ready. I doubt he'd just fall asleep. I used to feel like I wanted Senpai to go back home. Maybe some part of me still does, but I never wanted it to happen like this. We sat there waiting for any sign of him, the clock turning past midnight before I'm left with nothing to do but trudge over to my bed, taking my worries to sleep with me. The next day was the first day of Qingming, but Senpai was nowhere to be found. Even if I didn't promise him to go or anything, would he really just leave without saying anything? I'm a bit annoyed by it, but I'm mostly worried. I just don't know what I can do at a time like this. Actually, I'm gonna stop here. I'm just like, are we gonna end up starting the next part and it's gonna be sad? It doesn't help that right now is supposed to be the tomb cleaning, which I feel like would be sad for some people. Though I already know who I'm going for this. That doesn't mean that I want things to end on a bad note with Kitten, even though I don't really like him that much. I don't hate him, so leaving on a sour note isn't that great. It would rather be like, okay, I can't help you, so, you know, that's just how it be, but no hard feelings. Like, maybe he'd find a way to do something. I mean, like, what's the point of being able to possess a person, but you can't do anything? I guess, like, he can't be the one to do the priest's rituals and stuff, which is kind of weird in my opinion. But I don't understand ceremonial stuff, so I guess can't really say anything about that. Sometimes ceremonies are like very picky about what you do, and you gotta do it right, because if you do it wrong, then you screw everything up. And like maybe cause 20 years of bad luck to occur. But like it sucks, cause like for Tiger it just seems like a normal, this is a family thing and it would be nice if you're just back in the family, so not really a priority. Kitten's thing is, my god of soil is losing his power and I want to help him or them like have that power back so they don't lose their position or something like that. And right now I feel the priority, without my bias in the way, would be Leopard, because it's like, if we can help people not be injured because of a natural disaster, then like being able to do that would be nice. That would be like top priority, because it's like, even something as little as trying to tell them like, maybe you should keep an eye on this area. like, just being able to tell them, even if they don't outright believe you. At least with Liao, he has, like, maybe an idea of what he can do to actually have these people believe him. But I feel bad because, like, for him, this is definitely stressful. They came at him, like, all of a sudden. It wasn't, like, he left his family because he didn't even want to do this type of stuff, and then it still ends up coming at him. Like, at this point, you might as well just, like, without any care, without any, like, regard to how he perceives them and stuff like that, like, I guess, you know, if you have empathy, you'd still help Leopard, because he gave you the ability to see them, and he just wants to warn his people that they could die. And then that would be, like, the end of it. There would be, like, no complications. It's just like, okay, I'll see what I can do, I guess. But I still have my life. I can't just get up and go. I'll have to, like, ask somebody. Yeah. It's, like, he's definitely dealing with, like, a bunch of stuff, and no one is helping. None of the spirits are very helpful in what he needs to go through. Like, he is just a normal boy in a modern society dealing with spirits. Not fun at all. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys have a good day and a good night. See ya!